Hello jazz memes, my name is Sirintip and I'm a singer and composer. I released my debut album last year on Ground Up Music. It's called Tribus and it was produced by Michael Lee of Snarky Puppy. I'm here with you today to talk about songwriting. Just as I think many of you have, I've gone to jazz school. And in jazz school, you do get a lot of tools on how to write songs and how to arrange songs. But maybe you don't get that many tools of how to put them together and to be able to realize and be your own authentic self in your songwriting. So I came up with this little pyramid that I hope might help you navigate. I call it the artistic pyramid and it has 4 layers. The bottom layer is what I call the core, and this is where we start. This is a very deep question, and I know some of you might not want to go there, but I think it's very good for us as artists to actually go there. So the core is about figuring out who you are, what your values are, what you want to say, why you want to say those things, and what the long-term goal is. Now moving on from that is the second layer. The second layer is where you actually think about the song and the content of the song. So this is where you think about what kind of story you want to tell and who you want to tell it to, and then once again think about the why. For the third layer, that's where we think about the sound and the vibe that you want for your song. So for instance, maybe you're inspired by Tchaikovsky and Bobby McFerrin and John Coltrane. Maybe there is a way for you to put them all together and once again to connect it to the story that you're making. So the sound, I call it kind of the vibe because that also puts out the kind of energy that people perceive. If the song is a happy dance song, or if it's a sad song, or if it's a mysterious song. All these things are connected with the sound. Now the last layer is the outfit. That's the arrangement, and this is where you can put all your jazz school knowledge into works. So this is where you start to think about, okay, thinking about who I am as an artist, what I want my song to be about, what the story is, and what kind of sound I'm hearing. Then you can start to think about, okay, so which chord progression will amplify that the best? What kind of melody? Is it a melody that is pretty smooth, or does it have a very contrasting contour? If your song is kind of mysterious, maybe you want to add an odd meter to it to kind of make it feel like the listener doesn't know where they are. Or, if it's a very, very simple song, maybe you want it to just stay there in 4/4 and be okay with it because you know what you're trying to say, and you know that an odd meter might not actually help you amplify the story that you want to tell. Throughout all these layers, I want you to keep reminding yourself and ask yourself about the why, because it's very, very easy to get lost. And I know sometimes you just write something that inspires you, and that's totally cool. Just go ahead, explore yourself, be free in your creativity. Don't feel like you need to put yourself in boxes. But once you're done, if you want to start to wind back and think about, is this song really me being my authentic self? Maybe you can ask yourself these questions and work backwards. So even if you're starting with the arrangement point with some hit chords that you come up with on the piano and a really cool melody, that doesn't mean that song is that you need to throw it away because you didn't start with like, oh my god, this big question of who am I? But once you have that, maybe you can go back and think about, okay, who am I as an artist, and does this song help me represent who I want to be perceived as and what the story is all about. I hope this was helpful for you, and I'm looking forward to hear your songs. Thank you so much.